It is crazy to think about how this was one of my biggest goals that I wanted to ever achieve. Decide that this is what I wanted to do. Reality was against me, okay? It was unfavorable. I decided in that moment. I started to embody the version of me who was already living in Bali. Every time that I would do it, I would feel so good about it. I would feel so amazing, like I was already doing it. Like I would get so excited like a kid. Hey guys, welcome to my channel again. I am back in Ubud. This is such a beautiful property. Every time I feel like I need a break from Canggu and the noise and the people, I just run to Ubud, and I've been here since 2 days and I just feel so calm. I've been so productive here. My god, really. Maybe I should move from Canggu to Ubud, I think. But I was thinking about how beautiful a journey it has been for me ever since I've come to Bali since April. I came on 3rd April. Today is 28th June. It is crazy to think about how this was one of my biggest goals that I wanted to ever achieve, and that's exactly what I want to talk to you today about. And I want to take you through a journey of how it all started and how did I land here? How did I land living my dream life? How did I reach Bali? I'm living a freedom life, and it's so funny. It's like the more I relax, the more I travel here, the more I fall in love with Bali, the more abundance I'm attracting. I hit my first ever 7 figures a month in my business after coming to Bali. And in the month where I was traveling the most, I was having fun with my friends, I was hanging out with them, we were exploring new places, and that was the month when I hit my first 7 figures, which was May. So I think it started first of all in 2021 when I was in the US. I don't clearly remember, but I do remember that I watched Eat, Pray, Love. If you've seen that movie, you know the significance of Bali in that movie. So the first time that I watched that movie, it was like, okay, it's so beautiful. Bali is such a nice place. In the movie, it looked like that. And then I don't know what happened. My curiosity just sparked, and I then started to look up about Bali. Right? I started to read about it. I started to just like research and stuff like that. And the more that I researched, the more I felt like, wow, this is a place that I would love to go. And things like that. And then there was a moment, okay, a few days later, I think 2-3 days later, there was a moment where I was sitting next to my sister, and I just suddenly looked at her and I was like, you know what, I have a feeling that next year I'm going to be in Bali. She of course just like side mein kar dene wali baat, she just like slid it aside because she was like, yeah, of course. Because why? I'll tell you why. Because number one, I was just gaining momentum in my business because I had recently launched my business a few months ago. I had just started to gain momentum, and I was living with her in the US, and it was such a nice time for me to relax and just spend some time on myself, my business. So things had started to look good, but I had a huge loan of like 30 lakhs on me. It was huge. And when I said this to her, I had that loan. There was no significant growth in my business, and it was just like the beginning stages. So when I told her this, she of course laid it off because she was like, come on, like really? Because I was not gonna borrow any money from my family or anything. Okay, it had to be me. So but I remember saying this to her that, you know what, I will be moving to Bali next year. So this is not a declaration that I made, but I did tell her that, you know what, it'll be so nice if I sort of repaid my entire loan and then I moved to Bali. Like that would be crazy. So secretly in my mind, I made this up as a goal. I was like, you know what, I'll be repaying my loan by the end of this year. I said this to myself that I'm going to be doing that. One thing led to another, and if I talk about the loan, exactly on 31st December 2021, I had the NOC in my hand. I had paid all my dues. It was all done. It's so crazy. It's like exactly by the year end, I repaid all my dues. So that was one thing out of the way. And the next thing was moving to Bali. So now here is the thing. The first thing that I started to do was, number one, decide that this is what I wanted to do. And see, when I said that I decided moving to Bali, it was not the best situation to decide, with the loan and with no momentum in my business or nothing like that. I don't think I had even hit my first 6 figures that time. And like the entire reality was against me. Okay, it was unfavorable. I decided in that moment. I didn't say that I will try or I will see how it goes. Let's say plan B, if I don't move to Bali, I'll move somewhere else. No, it was like I am moving to Bali next year. Simple. Because when you decide, you put out such a strong energetic force out into the universe that says that this is what I want, and I have declared and I have decided, and that is it. And that decision has enormous amount of power. This is the biggest problem that people have, that they don't decide. They are like, let's see, wait, this, whatever they do, but they don't decide. So the first thing that I did was decided. The second thing that I did was I started to embody the version of me who was already living in Bali, who had already paid her dues, who was already experiencing such massive influx of clients and money flow into her life that she didn't have to worry about anything. I don't think even for once did I worry about where will the money come from, or how will I repay the loan, or how will this happen, how is everything going to come together. All I did was, I'm going to embody the feeling. Let me ask myself, if I knew for sure, if someone like signed a contract saying that next year you are crossing your 6 figures, you are repaying the loan, if somebody told me that this was the end, it's like a movie. When you know the end, the in-between highs and lows don't affect you. So if you knew the end, then how would you live? That's what I started to ask myself. And the more that I asked myself, the more that I found myself being relaxed. The more I found myself being in the present moment. Wait, what? Why does my hair look so weird? No. Okay, this is better. So every time I used to talk with a client, let's say on a discovery call, I stopped worrying about this, if this person is going to sign up or no, because it was, for me, it was like, I already have the money in my bank account. Now, if it comes from this person or that person, it doesn't matter. That's the kind of faith that I started to show up with. And the next thing that I knew was that I started attracting 6 figures. I had my first 6-figure month, then second, then third, then fourth, and I never looked back. And that's exactly how I was able to pay like 30 lakhs by the end of the year. It was impossible. Literally, we calculated. We sat down in our family, me, my dad, everyone sort of sat down, and we were like, okay, let's calculate, how much time is it going to take? And it was like, if I just keep paying the minimal interest every month, which was like some 30,000-40,000 every month, it would have taken me 20 to 25 years. 20 to 25 years. I mean, can you believe that? And I paid it in 9 months. So that was a huge deal. And then I remember, after deciding and embodying, then I remember that I also used to do these things side by side. Okay, so things like I made a Pinterest board. The first thing that I did after moving to Bali, like while I was on the way to Bali, is show my people inside the Effortless Academy. I shared it with them that how I had made like a board named Bali. And I used to I used to pin up every single thing that I wanted to do in Bali and I wanted to experience in Bali. Every time that I would do it, I would feel so good about it. I would feel so amazing, like I was already doing it. Like I would get so excited like a kid, thinking that, okay, this thing and that thing, and I want to do this and I'll be doing that. The food, pictures of places. Everything that got me excited about Bali, I started to pin it in that board. I started to club it with visualization every single day, or whenever, not every single day actually, but like whenever I wanted to, mostly around the time at night. I remember I used to visualize being in Bali, sitting in the flight and saying that, oh my God, I finally did it, and oh my God, I'm here. I used to visualize with the exact emotion that I would feel when I was in Bali, and that's the exact kind of emotions I felt, by the way, when I reached here. Literally the same. So I made it so real in my mind even before I came here. When I was actually living it, it felt like, oh my God, I have lived this 100 times in my head before. I have lived this so many times in my mind before. So it didn't feel new. Of course it was new, but you get my point. Because I had trained my body to expect this. And that's the biggest factor that will set you apart and turn you into a master manifester. Today, I feel like literally every single thing that I wanted. Today, I'm living in Bali. Yes. Today, I am a 7-figure business owner. Yes. I travel the world. I have made such incredible friends here. I don't have to worry about if it's Monday or Tuesday. If I want to take a random road trip somewhere, I'm going to just pick my bike and leave. This is exactly how I landed in Ubud today, because yesterday I woke up and I didn't feel like staying in Canggu. So I was like, you know what? Let's do a road trip to Ubud. I picked up my bike and I came here. And all this while, I was still working and I was still on the calls and I was just doing all that stuff. I can take my work wherever I go. And that is the biggest gift. It was a dream. I cannot emphasize on this enough. And if this resonates with you, if this is the kind of dream that you want to live, the freedom life you want to live, I would highly recommend joining our academy, the Effortless AF Academy. I have seen people in that academy go from making 4 figures to 6 figures in a matter of weeks. Like, I know people who were struggling to pay, let's say, they were like, how am I going to pay for the academy? They went from that place to making their first 6 figures in the same exact month when they joined. And after paying me, they still were left with 6 figures. I have seen such incredible magic happen inside the academy. It's because the energy radiates. If I am somebody who's living this life and I have a certain energy, if you are going to be in my energy field, you are going to be affected. Literally, I'm telling you, even if you don't, let's say, if you join the academy, even if you have not consumed any content, you will still start seeing changes. You will still start seeing magic happen because the combined energy of the community, number one, which is one of the most powerful communities to be at. We have 134 people right now across like 15, 16 different countries. And my energy with their energy is just powerful. It's so beyond magnetic. And that's the goal. If you want to live a life like this, that is the place to start, because I take you from zero to actually turning you into a master creator of your life. How do you implement, not know about manifestation? How do you implement it in your life? How do you practice it in your life? I don't care about the knowledge. Go open YouTube, you'll find every random piece of information there. That's not what I'm talking about. How do you practice it though? That's what I mean. So, and this can happen for you way faster than you think. That's also thing. It's called as the Effortless AF Academy because everyone in the academy attracts things like this. It's effortless. It's easy. There are so many examples of people like that. So that's pretty much it. I mean, so if I have to summarize, the first thing that I did was decide, have the guts to ask for what I wanted and decide, not be like, decide. After that, I set my goals. I was like, okay, this is what I want, not just in one area, but let's say the loan thing and this thing. I set all of them and I started to embody the version of me. I started to ask myself, if I was living this life, then how would I feel? How would I show up? How would I think? How would I believe? Every single thing would change about me. I would relax more. And it sounds crazy, but that's exactly when I attracted the most money. I started to embody that. After that, I became somebody who tried to implement this in my life via making a Pinterest board. Let me know if you want to know how can you leverage Pinterest really to sort of manifest. I started to make Pinterest boards. I started to visualize at night. I used the power of my subconscious mind via visualizing at night. Trained my mind to expect this, like it was actually happening. And I saw it crystal clear in my mind. And I did not give up. No matter how unfavorable my reality looked like, I was like, nope, this is what I want and this is what I'll get. That is the burning desire that you got to approach things with. That's pretty much it. If you have any other questions, if you want to know more about my journey or anything with regards to this, please let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.